body language. You guys, we could almost do an entire session just on body language alone. Now, for those of you all that may not know, 55% of communication is nonverbal, right? 55% of communication is nonverbal. Another 25% is tonality, right? So what does that mean? That about 20% is actually what you say. So before you even get into whether or not, oh man, did I answer that question correctly? You all are not only salespeople, but you all are also actors. I want you all to understand that from the moment that you wake up, you are a thespian, okay? And you have to be mindful of that. You have to be aware of the fact that from the moment that you wake up, you are very much in a very acting state of mind, okay? So your body language, look confident and enthusiastic. How do you do that? You sit up straight. Your handshake. All of this is going to show me something about you before the first word that you ever say, okay? So for those of you all that like to sit in interviews like this and you're slumped over and you're kind of hunched and and people are talking to you and the tone is like this, what do you all think that this is? I want you all to imagine if I was speaking to you all like this today, how many of you all's attention I'd hold, how long. Would you all think I was confident if I was looking at you like that? But I can show you all mock interviews, and that's what people do. Now, I understand that you all get nervous, right? Everybody's nervous, right? I'm a little nervous right now. You wouldn't be able to tell it because I know how to maintain my gestures. I know how to maintain adequate eye contact. Eye contact means something. Have you ever heard that the eyes are the windows to your soul?
Yes.
Right. Now, eye contact, but don't stare a person down, okay? Now, I want you to imagine if I was just sitting here and I was talking to you like this. Now, I've had interviews with people that was looking at me like this, and I want you to see how long you're going to be able to look at me if I'm just talking to you like this. Imagine a guy walking up to you in the club and he's like, hey, how you doing? You thinking you talking to a killer, like that's intense. That's intense. So you don't want to be like this, like when I say eye contact, it doesn't mean you can't blink, right? But it does mean that when I'm talking to you, you should be looking at a person, right? And even when you're talking, it's okay to maybe pull your eyes away a little bit, but don't let your eyes dart all over the place. You want to be cautious about fidgeting. So you might say, well, I'm nervous. Well, what do I do to kind of prevent that? Well, that's where practice comes in. Look at yourself in the mirror. You'll be surprised how nervous you'll get. You'll make yourself looking in the mirror and answering questions. You'll feel the anxiety in your stomach because it'll mimic what an actual interview is about. So look at yourself in the mirror and talk, and see am I answering these questions effectively? How do my gestures look? How does my body language look? Do I look confident when I'm sitting up in my seat? Am I slightly leaned forward? We did a mock interview, and there was a gentleman that came in. And he was dressed to the nines, had on a clean suit, cufflinks and everything. We sat there and he was leaning back in his seat like this, and every time he was talking, I got some questions for you. And it just seemed like he was just sliding further the whole time he was talking. Now, I know he was probably thinking he looked smooth. He was trying to be cool. That was cool to him. But what that showed me as an interviewer, and you all see it because I'll show you all in the mock interviews, when you see it, especially from the side view, what you see is this right here. So body language, this either means I'm too cool for school or I'm not taking you serious. That's what that means, So you kind of want to even lean forward a little bit. You don't want to be on their desk, but you want to seem interested. You want to smile. Smile as much as you possibly can without forcing it. And learn that you can smile with your eyes. Did you all know that you can smile with your eyes? When you smile, normally your eyes look a certain way. So I don't want you guys to get all bubbly and be fake. But whatever it is you got to do, if you all have a favorite song, play that song and repeat 20 times before you walk in there. Do whatever it is that you need to do to mentally and emotionally pump yourselves up so that you all can be in the right state of mind before you go into that interview. Because it's all about body language. Think of it this way. Who do I want to hire? Who do I want to look at Monday morning? That's what you all need to be in an interview. After I've had a long weekend, everybody, they say the suicide rate goes up on Monday morning between the hours of 6 and 10, right? And that's probably because people are, going to work at jobs that they, so when you're thinking about that, you have to think, okay, who do I want to be? And I'm not saying to be phony, but I'm saying show your best self. Be as pleasant as possible. Have a pleasant attitude.